Now with factoring, there seems that we've learned a lot, and there's lots of different ways we can factor. But I want to help you understand that factoring can be fairly straightforward and non-threatening. And here's a little bit of a strategy that might help you learn how to factor or know how to factor when you come across a problem that's asking you to factor. So the first thing I always check for when I see a problem that needs to be factored is I see if there's a greatest common factor. And if so, factor that out. Step two kind of falls into three parts. I recognize how many terms there are. Are there 2 terms, 3 terms, or 4 terms? If what I'm being asked to factor has 2 terms, we'll check to see if it's a difference of 2 squares. Check to see if it's a summation of 3 cubes or a difference of 2 cubes. If it's not 2 terms, but possibly 3 terms, look to see if it's a perfect square trinomial. And if it's not, then do trial and error. Lastly, if there's 4 terms, the technique that we've been learning and working on is called grouping. So see if you can group those 4 terms in such a way that you can do some mini factoring. After you checked all of those options and factored as best as you can, then get to the third step, which is check to see if it has to be factored again. Sometimes when we do perform a factoring, what we get as a result requires to be factored again. And lastly, check your solution. Because remember, multiplication is one way, so we're factoring down and we can take a result and multiply back. Multiplication and factoring are the same processes, just going in opposite directions. So you can always check your solution to see if it works. So I hope this helps you, because I really want you guys to be great at factoring, because so much of what we're going to be learning and discovering is going to come so much easier to you if we can handle and understand some factoring along the way. So I wish you the best. Go out and practice a ton.